Good evening, everyone. My name is Paul, and tonight we're gonna play the new standalone game by The Witcher's developers, CD Projekt Red. This is sort of a spin-off, I guess, series of the card game introduced in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt called Gwent. They made an actual, full-fledged story standalone game called Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales. The lore says, the world stands on the verge of chaos as the tensions between the power-hungry Nilfgaardian Empire and proud northern realms facing an imminent invasion. Neve, war veteran Queen of Lyria and Rivia, is forced to once again enter the warpath and set out on a dark journey of destruction and revenge. So, I want to thank Evolve for sending us a code to check this game out, and yeah, I was completely addicted to Gwent in The Witcher 3. I'm gonna play this adventure. I'm currently playing the game on PS4, but it's also available on PC, on Steam, and it's also on GOG. It's on Xbox One, and I'm pretty sure it's also on the Nintendo Switch.
The year 1267. War hung in the air, its scent palpable. The mighty empire of Nilfgaard stood poised, greedily eyeing the northern realms just across the Yaruga. In light of the threat, the realm sovereigns met in summit. They made declarations, pledged fraternal assistance, forged alliances, and then, in good spirits, dispersed. Among them, Neve, queen of the twin realms Lyria and Rivia. Know the name? Heard her beauty extolled? Justly so. Remarkable she was. Not for her graceful exterior, but for her persistence and courage. Where was I? As the queen and her retinue neared her capital, Count Caldwell appeared. In Neve's absence, the Count was to have helped her son, the youthful Prince Willem, run the Twin Kingdoms.
Okay, so
Caldwell had clearly ridden hard. Drops
still
of
going.
perspiration dangled from his whiskers, his neck red and chafed from a ruff, starched stiff.
Hail, Your Majesty. Delighted to see you in good health. The summit, it ended fruitfully, I hope?
Yes, at its end, letters were exchanged, documents signed. Paper. Time will tell of what value. That will suffice as cordialities go, Caldwell. Tell me what's happened, for I sincerely doubt sheer longing prompted you to ride out.
okay, I need to say something. This art style is phenomenal. It's 2D, it's 2.5D, I guess, because the animations of the characters look really, really good. And it's fully voice acted.
Indeed, Your Grace. Another circumstance inspired me to do so. The strays of Sparla, the bandits, I was to tend to during Your Grace's absence. The situation's gotten out of hand, I fear.
Ooh, options. Disappointing.
I deliberated. Wasn't at all certain in giving you the task. I knew you to be an equally good strategist as I am a shepherdess. So my intuition said no. Yet Reynard interceded on your behalf. Your Grace, they're common bandits, while the Count will have a host of men-at-arms to command. Next time, I shall trust my gut. All right, speak. What has happened? Be precise.
As Your Grace ordained. I set out and was nipping at the bandits' tails for long. We pursued for weeks, until scouts returned, having sighted the strays' camp in the forest near Lokeren. We waited for nightfall, to surprise them as they slept. Alas, it proved a ruse. We found the tents empty, straw-stuffed dummies round the fire. Soon, we learned that as we waited for the sunset, the strays had snuck away, rounded our positions and ridden to Hawksburn.
I beg your pardon, my lord. The tax collectors. That is where they station.
So the gold? All of it?
It's stolen, Your Grace. But I shall do all in my power to recover it. This I vow. If it be Your Grace's wish.
After weeks in the saddle, your Grace's wishes are modest. A hot bath and a night's sleep in her own bed. Yet, they shall have to wait. I must look personally to this matter. Your force, Caldwell, I will now command. You... send a herald to Hawksburn. They must prepare for the Queen's arrival. Air the rooms, dust off the porcelain. Make certain they do it.
Alright.
Do you see now, Reynard? I believe I foretold it would be thus. My son
what?
wasn't ready in the least to rule an entire country.
I confess, Prince Willem has much to learn yet.
Yes. And very little time.
Alright, so this is a very, very different change of pace. This is a top-down, phenomenal art style looking game. Welcome to the Thronebreaker tutorial. Before embarking on your adventure, you should get acquainted with basic game mechanics. You can control your character with L. Right. So, they are 3D. The cell shading looks really good. You will expand your army throughout the game, but to do so you must collect the following types of resources: gold, wood, and recruits. While on the road you can find useful items and even new companions who will support you in battle. If you don't want to miss anything, be sure to thoroughly explore the map and complete side quests. Great.
Oh, thought it were bandits riding in.
So, as most Witcher games, it's always a matter of helping citizens in villages, mostly having to deal with political issues and also monster problems, and then realizing, damn, humanity is actually worse than monsters sometimes.
They stretched her over
But,
a fire
what can you do?
till she told them where she buried her gold.
Alright, it seems pretty straightforward so far. Just... is there a map? Can I options? No. This path is blocked. Spend some resources. Have the loggers sort the matter. Our soldiers should conserve their strength. Use axes that will consume energy. Yeah, alright, why not? So we need to go to Hawksburn. Most interactable objects are marked clearly on your map, but not all. Some events cannot be predicted, so you'd best be prepared for anything.
Count Caldwell rode at the column's head, scanning its flanks with a wary eye that, despite his advanced age, proved very sharp indeed.
Your Majesty! Bandits! There! At the tree line!
The Count's footmen, unaccustomed to escorting their queen, sought to shield her with their bodies and assumed a tight formation to do so. They were promptly knocked aside as Meve charged headlong at the bandits, brandishing her blade and bellowing a ferocious cry.
Attack! Charge!
Alright, Mebe was convinced the bandits would flee to the cover of the forest upon realizing their grave mistake. After all, no ordinary bandit would dare attack the retinue of a queen. The retinue of a queen. Yet the stray of Spala were of a different breed. They held nothing sacred. Story battle, custom deck. Yeah, start battle. Okay, so we got random encounters, and we're gonna decide our outcome with some Gwent. Oh wow, I was not expecting this. We can actually see our cards do the actions. Venus can be played on one of two rows, melee or ranged, but remember the abilities of some cards may be different depending on the row you play them. A standard battle can last up to 3 rounds. The first to win 2 rounds wins the whole match. Players alternate their turns. During your turn, you can play only 1 card, but you can use any number of abilities. The player who goes first in a match is the same who initiated the battle. In this case, you encountered an ambush, so your opponent will have to the first turn.
Have it the white of an eye from half a league away.
To attack the Queen? An outrage!
The strength of each unit you play adds to your army's total strength. The player whose army has the most strength points at the end of a round will win the round. It's very straightforward. Some units have armor. Armor absorbs a certain amount of damage dealt to the unit.
Your Grace, the men await. You must lead to begin the attack.
Most cards have an ability of some kind. To learn more of it, select the card and read its short description. Additional information will appear with R2. Okay. So we're gonna move.
Salt of the earth, they are, Your Grace. They'd follow you into fire. You need simply say the word.
Scythemen have the loyal ability. This means that their other abilities are activated every time you use Neve's ability. Each leader has its own unique ability. To learn what it is, just select the leader. Neve's ability allows her to boost a unit's strength and add armor to it. She can use this ability once every few turns. Doesn't really say how many specifically. To use Neve's ability, first select her, then select one of her units. Alright. This is overkill. But
I shall teach you to respect the crown, you dogs!
For the sake of the tutorial. Alright, finish the turn.
We'll catch them all!
Whenever an enemy takes damage, boost self by 1. Alright, so they have a total of 9. I have 18. I highly doubt their last card can have 9 points. I want to end the turn. Oh, it's not letting me. Ugh. That's a lame. That's very lame. Right, so deploy, damage an enemy by the number of cards on its rows, including self. Sure.
Our ballista, your command.
Like this one. And end our turn. This is way overkill, but whatever.
Look out! Seek cover! We are bombarded!
Oh, he moved me to the back side. I still can't end the turn, what? Play a copy of each adjacent unit from your deck.
If you insist.
Armor won't save.
The strays took tail and run! Yes! Our victory is assured! Sound the horns! May they sing praises of this triumph for ages!
Okay, when you have played all your cards, the end turn will turn into a pass button. When you pass, you will not be able to perform any actions until the next turn. To end the last turn of a round, press and hold triangle. Ooh, there's some flickering above the screen. Alright. The player whose army has the most strength points at the end of a round will win.
Battle's not yet done. It
Obviously.
is better to conserve our strength. Prepare for a strike that will prove decisive.
This was way overkill. We get new cards, so...
Battle formation! Protect the Queen!
I cannot remember how many hours I spent playing Gwent in The Witcher 3. I even beat the tournament and got all the trophies for that. It was pretty ridiculous.
There's a time to reap, a time to sow, and a time to die.
Alright.
Thing about slings, they hide well.
Ouch. We could play... Ooh. Let's put him back in the front.
Aye.
There's another one. End turn, and then we'll use the arrow.
The chase is on!
No, I don't want to forfeit. Alright, they got 9 points, I got 17. I highly doubt... Why can't I end the turn? That's a good place. Okay, so the archer can only shoot 2 rows in front. That's fine. Use your ability, leader's ability? Sure. That is very overpowered.
Hey!
I congratulate you on your latest victory, Your Grace. The bandits stood not a chance.
Yeah, I mean... honestly, it's just a tutorial.
Matters seem indeed to have gotten out of hand, to put it mildly.
Meve said, arms crossed atop her shining breastplate.
They've grown bold. Doubtless after the raid on the manor, the tax collectors. I've not heard of an ambush on the high road afore.
Caldwell explained, avoiding his liege's wrathful gaze.
Enough, Caldwell. We must put things right. Come!
The Queen's retinue set out, cavalry in front, infantry and arbalists close behind, and, following in the rear, the bandits, bound in chains.
Alright. So we get to pick up their loot. Very nice.
I do adore this prospect.
Yes. Lyria, the Pearl of the North. With its hills and dales. Why, its beauty matched only by that of its queen.
After 3 weeks in the saddle, I've my doubts, Count. We shall pitch camp here. Our soldiers need respite. A spell of it they deserve.
To survey your army, you must first pitch camp. Okay. Let's do that. Camp buildings allow you to expand your army. Most camp buildings can be improved in your workshop. These improvements will give you access to stronger units. Okay. Enter the workshop. Here you can build and improve camp buildings. You need gold and wood. You will first need to improve your royal tint. Ah, yes. The royal tint. How much is it? 1,000 gold and 50 wood. Why is it wood? It's so weird. Alright. Thanks to this improvement, you have access to a regional map. The workshop itself can also be improved. Great. Go to the command tent. Which one? Oh. In the command tent, you can create units and build your army from available cards. Improving this building will increase your army's recruit cap, allowing you to use stronger units. Oh, jeez, Alright, I have never seen a card game this full-fledged. Like, see what they're trying to do? They're trying to do a sort of like, they're adding a whole story and gameplay to a simple card game, which is not even that simple. This Gwent can get really complicated sometimes. Alright, we can get new cards in training grounds or the workshop. Great art cards are available but have not yet been created. Great. Your deck must contain a minimum of 25 cards while not exceeding your army's recruit cap. Alright. To create new cards, you need a particular resource, recruits. Yeah, it's the grey helmet. You've received additional resources to recruit a Wagenburg card. Here it is. Recruits. Add Wagenburg to your deck by selecting card and pressing X. Great. You can now view and create new cards. Let's see. So they're all green, so I already have them all. I already placed them all in my deck. Yeah. Alright. You can now take a look at your other camp buildings to familiarize yourself with their functions. What does this do? Oh, it's a tavern. Well, a tavern per se, and we can talk to this dude?
A bit of respite, Reynard.
Yes. But if you've any new orders, Your Grace, I can be ready at any...
At
Any
ease,
what?
Reynard. At ease.
He's not suited to be a king. I must go. It's not worrisome sitting alone.
Don't you find it wearisome sitting alone? Wouldn't you prefer another's company? Swapping tales with the innkeep, even?
Your concern, I most appreciate, Your Grace. But I prefer silence.
Has it always been thus with you? Ever a man apart?
Quite the contrary, Your Grace. As a youth, I gloried in company, delighted in conversation.
So what was it that changed you?
That delight nearly cost me my head. But do you truly not know the tale, milady? How I came to be your departed husband's aide?
I don't. But would gladly hear it.
I had but 20 winters behind me when I enlisted. Yet I was granted the rank of lieutenant from the start, not by merit, but by birth. The respect of veteran officers, both my peers and seniors, that they could not grant. Nor did I deserve it. To earn that respect became my driving aim, and to seem wise beyond my years, I began spouting off about the king's decisions. This maneuver Reginald botched, that he failed to think through, and yet elsewhere he'd blundered like a schoolboy.
For Reginald to err wasn't unheard of.
Well,
yeah.
a brilliant strategist Reginald was not. They dubbed him the courageous, not the cunning, for good reason, I dare say.
It was not long before I was clanking about in shackles. Another officer had reported me. I was charged with lèse majesté. The court-martial took but a quarter of an hour to deliver verdict and sentence. I was guilty of treason, and the noose awaited me. But Reginald first stayed the execution, then ordered that I repeat every word I'd uttered about his person or deeds. Soaked with sweat, my voice cracking, I did as he ordained. Reginald listened, raptly and silently, and when I'd finished, he declared I was right. He then appointed me his personal aide. A clever lad like you, I can always use at my side.
Indeed. Though hardly sharp himself, wisdom in others Reginald both recognized and heeded.
It was then I swore two things. Firstly, never again to wag my tongue like a fool. Secondly, never to betray his trust.
And you never did. Know what he told me moments before he passed? Trust none of them, Meave. Save Reynard. I thank you for sharing that tale, Reynard. Truly.
Thanks, Reynard.
It's time I attended to other matters.
Alright. We are heading back. We're gonna go to the royal tent because I think we need to... Yeah, we need to do some stuff here. Royal tent can also be accessed by pressing R1. Great. Wow, this is very in-depth. Wow. I was not expecting it. They went all in on this standalone game. No wonder it's a standalone and not an expansion from the Gwent the Witch card game. I really appreciate what they have done with this game. It looks very fleshed out. However, I kind of prefer to just play Gwent matches. Even though this could get very immersive, I could see it getting very, very deep into this story. Oh, jeez, these upgrades are actually very... Oh, okay. I can't do that yet. Oh, you can open your map with triangle. That's what I needed. Your primary task is marked with an exclamation point. It's over here. Great. Alright. Let's head over there. Maybe we can get another Gwent fight.
Is this what I pay taxes for? To be robbed along the high road? And in broad daylight, no less?
Yeah, well, let's be real. Taxes don't really serve much of a purpose in this sort of universe. For the most part. Your army's morale can change. Oy. Oh, okay, we can increase the morale here. We will do that
God's
later.
a mercy. Whatever is this filth?
Oh. Well, well, well. I guess we're fighting a monster deck. Monster decks were very difficult to fight against. But I usually always play this scummy Nilfgaardian Empire decks because they're just so good. A trophy is a unique type of card and you can only have one on your deck at a time. The trophy will automatically appear on the battlefield at the beginning of the match.
Fog in broad daylight, with the heat positively sweltering. Have we to do with some manner of sorcery?
We shouldn't exclude the possibility, my lord. And great caution we must exercise.
Your rows are now covered in fog, which is just one of several row effects you will encounter. Row effects affect all cards on a given row and can have either positive or negative consequences. Later on, you will also gain access to cards that allow you to add similar row effects.
Reynard, what is this? Some spectre?
Summon
A striga?
copy.
I can't be sure, your grace. It's the first I've seen of any such...
I don't think that's a striga. It's one of those monsters that eat the corpses. Boost the units by 10. Marion Banner, permanent resilience. Whenever Maeve uses her ability, reduce her cooldown by 1. Right, so let's play this guy.
There's a time to reap, a time to
use her
sow,
ability.
and a time to die.
And end the turn. See
These
what
carrion eaters.
happens.
I know them.
A ghoul, right.
Appeared on my estate last spring, enticed by the corpses of those of my sheep that fell. Harmless at first.
Alright. Use Fortitude Tonic to boost the strength of one of your units. This is way overkill. Yeah, good luck with that.
Fearsome they look, true. But they bleed just as we do. Onward! Slay the filth!
Now, do we have silver for monsters? Probably not. Alright, we're gonna put this guy here. Kill the ghoul. And that's it.
So,
Easy. So, this is basically Gwent. Like, this is very bare bones of what it can actually become. But yeah, if you want to go deeper into actual Gwent, you can just play the Gwent game. But this is a very tame version of it. Also, remember that I put the difficulty in Adventure, which is like the first one. So it's not like it's going to be any challenging, at least in the first couple of hours of gameplay. Oh, I forgot to use the ability.
Your grace, yet more come.
they fill their bellies, ma'am.
Alright. There we go. Let's put this guy here. Slap that one.
Horses. Strong as steers they've
Ooh.
grown. And they show no fear.
Frenzied, my lady. It's bloodlust. They look...
Oh, I keep accidentally skipping. Okay. Yeah, we're not winning this round. Using its ability, the enemy leader destroy your strongest unit and throw it to its necrophagous feed, which has made them much stronger.
My queen,
Eesh.
there is no shame in ceding the field when fortunes turn sour.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we can't win this. this round at least. I mean, we're dealing with 50 points against 7. Oh, there's our scripted tutorial card. Remember, losing just one round does not mean defeat. To win the battle, you must gain 2 victory points.
Victory must be ours now. We shall not retreat. Arms at the ready. Attack!
I like your attitude,
Look
lady, but
there!
I would like to play.
Yet another abomination.
Ugh, that stench. My salts. Where are my salts?
To successfully command your army, you should understand the synergies that exist between the cards. To get things started, play Wagenburg, the card that we just bought, on the melee row. The ability on this card becomes more powerful with each additional unit that is played on the same row. Now that could turn sideways if the enemy has a sort of row effect that I could just nullify the whole entire row. So yeah, Gwent has the thing. Any turn can just flip the tide of the battle. But for now, let's just play it safe. During your turn, you can activate any number of cards and that have the order ability. Okay. I think we're finished. Play an Arbalest on the melee row in order to take advantage of Wagenbergs. Okay.
Give me a target.
Slap this guy. Yeah, we get a game. So, what I've learned so far, just playing this first part of the game, the game basically treats you as someone who has never played Gwent before, which is fine, I guess. There's no way to skip the tutorial. I don't think so. Reynard's ability allows you to reactivate units whose order ability has already been used. As a result, you can use Wagen. Wow, that's actually very good. Alright, let's put Reynard.
Her Majesty is exceptional.
Give 1 charge to all units with depleted order. Great. We're gonna... Oh, we can hit this guy, I guess. It's not much of a difference anyway. We're gonna power him up. And end the turn. Your opponent has run out of cards and you have a sizable advantage. So we could just pass, or just do an overkill sort of
Arbalest at your command.
but I mean we win anyway. It's 41 against 29.
The beasts hadn't a chance against us. Victory is ours.
Alright. We got some wood, gold, and yeah. Oh, and a letter. Alright, I am very, very impressed with this game so far. I was not expecting this level of development. And I appreciate that they're teaching you how to play Gwent from the get-go. Even if you already have some experience with it. Because let's be honest, the Gwent game from The Witcher 3 is nothing compared to how Gwent has evolved at this point.
The masks they wear.
The game is far more complicated. It has the same rules, but there's so many new cards. It's ridiculous. But yeah, if you guys want to see more of this,
Soon, Queen and
let me
retinue
know.
arrived at Hawksburn. The men stationed there they found standing at attention, baking under the blistering noonday sun.
yeah, as I was saying, if you guys want to look more watch me play more of this, let me know. I'm more than happy to do so. And yeah, remember this game is on pretty much every platform right now. The normal Gwent game just came out on Android devices. You can download that for free. It only has some microtransactions. It's very, very good. I mean, I highly recommend Gwent. I feel like Gwent is probably one of my favorite card games ever. Not to be biased, but it's actually true. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.